Kaitlin Bennett, who's the gun girl, who's famously known as like the girl that brings the gun to campus, and now she goes around to other people's campuses and interviews, I guess like liberal students, and kind of makes them look stupid, to see like, you know, do they even know what they're talking about or whatever. She showed up at a campus and got booed at, got stuff thrown at her, and like kind of harassed a little bit. People were bringing up like apparently she like pooped her pants or something one time, and like I think she was drunk or whatever, and people were like giving her diapers and everything, and people just blasted her online. They were like, you know, this is what she deserves, whatever, and then people were defending her like nobody deserves this type of thing. But what do you guys think, like when somebody who has talked and I guess created a situation like this, and you know, comes to an event or campus, for them to get ridiculed and you know, harassed in that way, is it fair?
I think she knows what she's gonna get
what
into.
She signed up for.
Like she's going to these schools. Like she could go to a conservative school and have debates there with them too, like people that are actually gonna like take her side and be open. Like you're gonna get more engagement out of them, like to like further explain what you need to. But she's purposely going to these schools, and I think it's like a little bit part of like the clout that she knows she's gonna like. These videos are gonna do numbers and stuff like that. And also in her own videos, like you can see she harasses people too. Like if there's like a gay dude walking by, she's like, oh, you're gay, you're a fag. Like she uses derogatory terms against them too. So
I think she knows like what she's doing in a way, because you know, like the more ridiculous stuff you say, quote unquote, people are gonna like blast like, oh, look how stupid she is, right? And even though like 80% or 90% of like, you know, let's say 100,000 people, you know, see this video because someone blew it up saying like, look how stupid she is, right? 100,000 people say it. I think like 10,000 or at least 20,000 agree with what she's saying. And that's better than, oh, if she went to a conservative school and like only 1,000 people say it, like only 20 people are going to agree.
I think it's kind of dumb, because it's like, you know, you're inciting this type of behavior. You're asking for these things to happen to you. And for me personally, like I am all for sitting down with a person, having a decent conversation, like not wordplay and asking questions that are going to trigger some sort of response on purpose, but actually asking where they're coming from and stuff. You know how somebody says like, if you know, we were talking about like chewing gum or something, right? And for some reason, it has bad effects on your body, right? I can either ask it to you like this. I can be like, oh, why do you chew gum? Did you know about these effects? Or I can say, so do you like hurting your body? You see what I mean? One is saying like, wait, you know, like, what are we talking about here? Why are you already putting this in my mouth? Versus like, okay, like let's talk about it, and then let's weigh out the pros and cons and like be decent human beings. Because there was like somebody at my campus that came up, and they were, you know, conservative, and they were vouching for Trump while there was those protests going on against him, and they kicked him out of the campus. They were like, we don't want this energy here, and a cop had to like escort him out. And that at the time, it seemed like he just wanted to have a conversation, and people weren't allowing that. This is a different case where it's just like, you're coming here purposely to trigger a response. And so I can say all I want, that I would love to have a conversation with you, but because of the consequences of things that you have spoken to existence, I can't promise that someone might not punch you in the mouth. And that's what happens a lot of times. Even people like Charlemagne the God, who like, he goes on radio and says whatever he wants. I think he's gotten a lot better with it now, but he's gotten attacked and followed before because of things that he said. So when it comes to free speech, it's just like, yeah, you can say whatever you want, but nobody's going to promise you that like things might not happen to you.
I mean, like if she was using the power to like, you know, kind of incite good outcome, I would support it, right? Like, oh, these are issues that should be talked about. Like, I understand, you know? And that's awesome, but I think what she's doing is dividing us even more.
Right.
Like, and I think that's going against what, you know, she's trying to do, quote unquote. I think she's trying to get her side much stronger and try the other side to even get stronger too. But I don't know, I just...
Isn't that what a lot of liberal people do as well? Where they are purposely like
Oh yeah.
getting a response from conservatives, and that's where you never get a match.
Yeah.
And I think people that like are really great at that, Joe Rogan is awesome at that, because he actually will
Both sides.
try to understand where both sides are coming from.
Yeah.
Someone like Andrew Yang, who dropped out, he was open to going on conservative podcasts and shows and things like that, and like actually having a discussion
Yeah.
from both sides, and being like and agreeing to disagree. That's what that truly means, but respecting one another and each other's values.
It's the environment that you choose to have it in. Like, she's actively choosing to like go get in a truck with like her little group and go into these like areas that are majority liberal. So what you're going into. Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is.